Hi, this is Tesseract, and welcome to Odyssey's brand new leveling guide with Young Odyssey. At the moment, you can see here I'm playing Hypertetrahedron. Congratulations if you get the joke. I've just come out of Brainiac ship here, which you should all be familiar with already. I'm going to be showing you the Batman Mentor missions. So as you come out, you talk to Sergeant Doak here. And you get the first mission, which just leads you straight out into Gotham. The plan here is we're going to be showing you the various missions that you'll do whilst leveling and how to get the feats from the various hideouts, as well as giving you a good idea of a quick way to level up. So with this first mission, it's straight outside in front of the police station here. As soon as you enter into the orange rectangle on your map, your quest should update and tell you what it is you're supposed to do. I'm playing a Gadgets Handblaster user, as my main is, mostly so I can tell you about it in greater detail. The first move that I picked up on Brainiac ship was good old Sticky Bomb. With Gadgets, there's the two starting options you've got, which are either Sticky Bomb or Taser Pull. They have different effects and controller roll, of course, but since we're only level 3, we don't get our rolls until level 10. Sticky Bomb is a far better DPS move. It's got a nice crowd control on it. You can see as throw the Sticky Bomb, they pat themselves down as they try and knock the Sticky Bomb off. Stops them from attacking you, and it does a good amount of damage, does AoE damage to those around them as well. Taser Line is, it's an alright move, it's a pull as well, so you'll be pulling the mobs towards you. Doesn't do quite as much damage, does do an electrify power interaction. Since we've not got any other powers, there's no real interactions going on at the moment. So with that first bit of the mission, there was just the Screamers that you had to defeat, and when you defeated them, they would drop the items you would need to collect. In each of these areas, you'll see these green investigations and blue briefings. When you complete the set of investigations, I've just got the one there, you get more XP. So that's actually really helpful to do whilst leveling. It can speed up the leveling process if you complete these as you go. If you're new to the game, you're really unlikely to know where all these are. Fortunately, the greens, the investigations, you'll just stumble across as you go. You should be completing almost all of these just by, running around in the areas where you're doing your quests. The blues, on the other hand, the briefings, they tend to stick in more out-of-the-way places. You're less likely to complete these as you go. You can look up guides for them. We probably won't be showing you many of them. I might be showing you the location of a couple of them. This is the second area for the Scarecrow mission. Scarecrow's fear gas is being let loose in the city. At each of these locations, or almost all of the locations, you'll also get a sub-quest. Usually you'll have to talk to someone different to get it, but for these starter missions you just get them from the main person. So we see there, you talk to the hazmat officer, and you've now got these different quests popping up. There is another quest that's not showing on this screen at the moment, and hopefully it will pop up as soon as I actually complete it. But these three different quests that I've got to complete here: defeat the Scarecrow's gang. Any of these guys around here, the Shriekers, Poisoners, Tormentors, they'll count for those defeat counts. The Fear Gas Fogger is those big fans that we're attacking at the moment. And you can see the hallucinating victims here, which you have to activate, and mobs will spawn, and you just need to fend off the mobs whilst waiting for the hazmat team to arrive. Some of the mobs you can see will disappear before you actually finish killing them properly. And that's the hazmat team arriving there. You'll see other people in the area doing the same quests. One of the really nice things about the way DC works is that so long as you contribute to it, you'll get credit for it. So there's not really any such thing as kill stealing in this game. If someone else activates a quest, so long as you help out, then you'll also get the credit for it. So you can see these shriekers here standing over this hazmat guy. That's the sub-quest in this area where you have to defend the hazmat workers. You'll see a hazmat worker running around being pursued by two of the tormentors or shriekers. As soon as you try and attack the shriekers, the hazmat worker will fall unconscious. And once you've defeated the two that were attacking him, you'll get an activation above him, and if you activate him, that'll register in the quest log. So here we've completed the primary quest for the area. We'll just show the XP that you get from that. It's always good to get into a safe location before you go into your menus so you don't get killed by anybody around you. So you can see that was a quest completion, and which got the experience to level up. It was also a feat for hitting level 5. As you can see there, I'm a Hand Blaster's user. The melee combos, which are down the left hand side, are the most powerful ones. They do the most damage, so you go for those ones first and you work your way down the middle once you've got the left hand combos. And that's the sub-quest finished off. And again, the XP you're getting from that. So if you activate the quest, again you'll get an arrow that will point you towards the next location. This is a two-part quest, and there's a sub-quest as well. For the first part of it, you've got these hallucinations that are running around. As you defeat them, they'll transform into either some of the Scarecrow goons or into a hazmat worker. The Scarecrow goons do a lot more damage than they do as hallucinations, and it's actually much easier if you leave them as hallucinations. There's a way to tell if it's a hazmat worker or a Scarecrow goon. If you attack them and they keep running away from you or keep going wherever it was they were going, it's a hazmat worker. However, if you attack them or run close to them and they follow you and start attacking you, then it'll be a Scarecrow goon. So if you attack one and it starts attacking at you or following you, leave it alone. It'll do a lot less damage than the Scarecrow goons were. Just move on to another one until you fight a hazmat technician, and that should make that quest go much faster. The second part of this quest is talk to these hazmat workers and defend them while some mobs spawn and attack you. Again, some of them will just disappear, some of them will turn into Scarecrow goons. You don't have to defend them for very long, it's one, maybe two spawns of the mobs until it's finished, and then you need to pick up these barrels and you need to carry them back to the starting area where you got given the quest. Like I said before, we're trying to get you through this as quickly as possible, so as well as picking up investigations and things, there are other feats that you can get. Now, pretty much everything you do whilst leveling will get you experience. You don't get that much from just killing mobs, but if you complete any quest at all, or investigations, briefings, collections, which are yellow variants, any feats you complete, these will all give you experience. One of the types of feats that there are exploration feats. Most of these are for covering all specific points in an area, but there's a couple ones that you can get just from visiting a certain location. As you can see here, the infamous crime alley where Batman's parents were murdered. There's another really easy one for this in Gotham that's by the bat signal, which sits right on top of the police station where you spawn out of initially. So all you need to do is hop up onto the roof there, visit the bat signal, and you'll get a nice feat and a bit of XP for that as well. There's a couple of similar ones in Metropolis that you get. There's a Superman statue and the top of the Daily Planet. Those will all just pop instantly as soon as you get to them. There's a couple of others that you'll get for exploring all of the different areas in Gotham and things, but you have to be flying all over there. You'll tend to get some of these as you play through the game. So this is the third area for the Scarecrow instance. Again, you'll see we've got main quests and sub-quests to do here. Just be careful when you're doing it, you're actually finishing the sub-quests before you move on to an area. The quests will automatically log the main quest and follow that, and once you're finished with it, it'll tell you to move on. This is where you pick up the sub-quest. It's just around the corner, there's a doctor here you talk to. He'll run around and you'll get civilians that will come towards him. You need to fight off the guys that are attacking and activate these hallucinating victims to give them the antidote. This is where moves like Sticky Bomb can come in really handy. You can time it so that you throw the bomb at a mob, even if it's still alive, it's too busy patting itself down and being launched into the air to attack you. That will give you time to talk to these victims to activate them, and then you can go back to killing the mobs. The main quest for this, however, you'll find up on the rooftops. There are these air scrubbers with hazmat officers beside them. So you come down and you have to talk to the hazmat officers, but first you need to take care of the Scarecrow goons. Once you take care of the first lot, another lot will spawn out of a nearby doorway before you can actually activate these hazmat officers. Got some more powers to pick up here. You can see I've already picked up Intimidation, which is a weapon buff. Proc some might-based damage when you do weapon attacks. The move I just bought there is Distract, which is a shield, but it's also what we call an aggro dump. It'll protect you from damage, but it'll also cause the enemies around you to shift their target if there's anybody else to shift it to. It can be really handy in later on content, and even here the shield itself can help you activate the hazmat officers or the patients, hallucinating victims that we're dealing with as well. So you see there I've completed the investigation. The experience you get from doing that, you should be able to see that when I drop out of the inventory. That's also one of the yellow collections that I mentioned before. You're not that likely to complete those whilst levelling up, but completing them does get you styles, and styles gets you feats, and feats get you skill points. So with that done, we can move on to the actual instance. This is a bit of a strange instance. The boss fight's very long, but not very difficult, and there's not much of a lead up to it. As you come in, you get stunned here, these hallucinations walking slowly towards you, but as they reach you, they all disappear. You're then free to move around the corner, and you see another horde of them, but most of them disappear, leaving only one or two left. As you come out into the main room, there'll be a number of mobs out here as well. You just clear this room up before you move on. You'll also see white dots on the map that are your objectives. Once the room is clear, you can pick those barrels up and take them back to the entrance. As you'll see when we do it, when you pick one up and take it to the entrance, as you come back into the room, there'll be more enemies here. You can, if you wish, take all of the barrels back at once. If you throw them down the corridor and then bring them into here, you only have to come out here once. That can cut down on the time you spend in this instance, but it does mean you'll be fighting more mobs as you come out. If you're not comfortable with the game yet, then I recommend doing it one at a time. But if you're looking to just speed through it, you can just throw all the barrels down at once and take on the whole room. After the last one, when you return to the room, you'll be fighting a mini-boss. These guys aren't particularly difficult. They do jump about a bit, which is a bit annoying, but aside from that, should be any issues here. Once you've finished with these guys, straight on to the last boss. It's a bit of an interesting boss. There's about 4 different stages that he goes through, and he doesn't do them all in the same order every time. So the order that you're going to see him now is not going to be the same order that they're going to be in when you fight him. Each phase is separated by a spawning stage where he'll spawn a whole bunch of terror crows. These crows will do very little damage to you and will be very helpful in restoring your power bar. If you are low on health, you can use those stages, just avoid the crows, give yourself some time for your cooldowns to come off, activate colas, whatever. There's loads of healing barrels in this room, so you really shouldn't have any issues. The different stages that he goes through, you'll get 2 stages like this where he goes into a large giant form and does attacks at you. They're largely similar. On this one, there's various lightning bolts and things like that. Again, it's not going to do that much damage. If you do have issues, you can just go over and use one of the healing barrels. Once you get them down to about 30%, the terror crows spawn. These are more annoying than anything else. There's quite a lot of them. They spread out, so it can be a bit of a pain running about trying to get them all. You've got a chest over here in the corner. You'll almost always get that chest over there. You've got another healing barrel there. Another one there, and one up this end. In this stage, he's got guns that he's going to just start shooting you with. They'll blast you back, maybe off your feet occasionally, but it's nothing to worry about. And then you've got another crow phase. Now each of these, pretty much each hideout instance that you go into will have a special feat attached with it. You find these in the feats tab under hideouts. In this one, these killer croc hallucinations spawn. You have to defeat them, and once they're defeated, you'll get an activation above them, which will actually put them down for good. If you don't activate them in time, they will stand back up again. So you have to go around, you have to knock out all the killer crocs, and then you have to punch them when they're down in order to actually defeat them. The feat in this instance is to get all of the killer crocs down without allowing any of them to get back up again. Now that distract move that I used before, that can come in really handy in preventing the others from hitting you whilst you're trying to activate one of them. Or again, Sticky Bomb is really good for controlling them, making them unable to attack. You've got to watch out what Batwoman's doing as well. She's helping you here, but she can knock down a croc in the background that you might not have noticed. So just pay attention to that and make sure to, if you're trying to activate one of them, activate the one with the counter that's on the least amount of time, if you've got a whole group of them that have just gone down. In the last phase, he will spawn hallucinations of the Bat family. There's only 4 of them. They start at different corners, so you can take them on one at a time. They will eventually slowly wander towards you, but it'll take them a while to get there. After you defeat these guys, it's just another round of the Terror Crows. And then the last fight against Scarecrow himself with a couple of his guys. He kind of goes down like a punk. So after you do that, pick up a healing barrel, come over to this entrance, smash the barrel just to get some power flowing, and then just have at it. Quite often you'll find that he goes down faster than his goons do. Once you complete an instance, you get a nice little mini movie. These are pretty cool, but I've seen them all before, so we're just going to skip them. Completing the instance will get you a whole bunch of feats and headlines and things like that. So you can see Croc Hunter there, that was the one that I mentioned. Putting Killer Croc down before you can get back up again. They'll all pop up one by one and give you a brief description, but if you want to see the full description, you have to go into your feats list. So you see there, complete 10 missions, and complete any major classic soul instance without being knocked out. Again, pretty much everyone in the hideout, the locations, missions, has a feat for defeating the final boss without using any consumable items or supercharges. It's for that reason I tend not to spec into a supercharge whilst levelling up. The hideouts lists give you the special feats for each instance. We should be going over those as we go through them all. We'll show you what they are and how best to get them. The last set of feats that you'll get in any given location is the survival feats. This is to complete the entire instance without being knocked out. Those can be difficult to get, those and the Kohler supercharge feat in the same go. If you can, that's great. You get more experience for it, as I've said. And the ideal is to do these at such a level that you can do that. However, if not, choose before you go in if you'd rather die or use a Kohler supercharge. Try and get at least one of them per visit. So you can see here we've got a couple of more things have opened up now that we've leveled up a little bit. We've got the vault, which if you're legendary you can run once per day. If you're premium you get once every 3 days, and I'm not sure you get any visits at all if you're legendary, maybe once a week. The first time you get access to it you'll get a vault ticket as well. You've noticed I've just queued in there. Once I finish in here, and you smash all the presents, you get money and style items, occasionally trinkets, some raider items as well. Once you've finished in here, you can load back out again. The vault tickets will let you go in even if you've already been in that day. So the first day you get one, remember that you can go in, complete your quest obviously, equip all your items, you go back out again, and you've got this vault ticket that you use as that you would use a cola. So that's my one standard use per day of the vault. And when I come back out again, just equip the vault ticket and you can go back in. But we don't need to see that. So once you're finished there, you can head back to the police station, and there's completing your quest here. There's also a few others that you can pick up, so just picking up a Brainiac Invasion quest there. You've also got some PvP quests that'll open up. You've got some mail-in from Oracle, which will let you do Legends PvP. And you can talk to Batwoman to complete your Scarecrow quest. These are Booster Gold missions as well you can pick up. You can do those as you go, or you can leave them till the end to do them. It's not a big deal. They can be interesting the first time you run them. After a while though, they get less interesting, and since they changed the voice actor for Booster Gold, they're not nearly as much fun. So that was a reward for completing the investigations, and the Robin for Legends will allow us to queue up for Legends PvP. Now we've got some quests for those, and as I said before, one of the best ways to level up is just by completing quests, the XP you get from those, so it's well worth trying to queue up for. As you can see here in the police stations or nightclubs if you're a villain, there are vendors that you can buy or sell your gear to. If you've not managed to pick up a specific item from the drops whilst playing the game, then you can buy some of them from the vendors here, level 3, level 9 gear. higher level stuff as you progress through the game at different locations. In the next video we should be doing some Legends PvP, so hopefully we'll see you there.